either, when you're taking the key off, give it a jiggle and the pins will pop back up, or just get your hook in or whatever and like just give it a push forwards and backwards this disc and they'll pop back out. I mean, if they stay compressed in the lock, when you put the key back in to unlock it again, say you were the operator of the vending machine, it would make a slight bit of difference to him because the pins on the key will push it back down a little bit further into the right place. Right, so what you want to do is, obviously it's locked at the moment. When this is pushed all the way in, it's unlocked. So, completely at random, take, well, I use 2 tension wrenches, 2 Y wrenches. You might find something better suited, but whatever, this is the way I'm going to do it. You want to pick 2 pins completely at random. I'm going to pick 2 or whatever from this side, because if I use this side down here, my hands are going to be in the way. I've picked this one completely at random. I've got a handful of them, so it's not one that I've been working on. Right. I get my first tension wrench in. I'm going to pick, well, I can pick these 2 or these 2 or these. I'll pick these 2. Now, the reason you can pick any at random is because we don't know which pin is going to be set first and second. And what we want to do is set 2 pins correctly, and then we can use the second tension tool to hook on top of the 2 set pins, which gives us space then to set the rest of the pins. Because obviously if you've got the tension in on 2 of them, then the ones that aren't set, you're not going to be able to get to them. Right, so pick 2 at random. Now you don't go pushing it all the way to the bottom of the lock like that. It's not going to do you any good. It's not going to do the lock any good. If you push them all the way to the bottom, it really is going to stuff up the binding order of the pins. So what you want to do is just stick it in. If you stick it in too little and twist, you're going to come straight out of the lock and you're going to slip. And if you slip, you're going to lose it all and you have to start all over again. So just when you're pushing it clockwise, what you want to do is push it clockwise and see where the closest you can stick the pins in while still getting pressure on the torque wrench, what you want to call it, tension tool. So what you want to do is you want to put quite a bit of tension on it. I mean, you don't want to shear the bloody thing off, but just, I don't know, like you were closing your front door with your finger. You want that much pressure on. So what you want to do now is go over the pins and just press them. And when you see them wobbling up and down, you know they're not the ones you want. Now, that one there, I'm tapping it and it's not moving. The amount of pressure, how I'm pressing that now, that's how much pressure you want to put on the pin. I mean, I don't know what I can explain that as. You want to push it quite hard, but what you want to do is you want to ease off the tension slightly. Don't go pulling it the other way, just ease off a little bit whilst you're pushing it. But if you ease off too much, it'll allow the pin to go below the shear line and then it's screwing it for you as well. So what you want to do is just ease off a tiny little bit whilst pushing this. So whilst you're pushing it, just ease back. Now you hear that click? Basically it's, if I don't lose where the tension's stuck in, that first click, it's hit the shear line and it's stuck there. So that is ideally what you're aiming for every single time. So now I'm going to go around the rest of them, give them a poke. Now that one's gone stiff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to push ever so slightly, and if it really isn't going anywhere, let a bit of tension off. There you go. And as soon as you've let the tension off and the pin's gone in and clicked into the shear line, you want to put your tension straight back on. Now that one's popped back up again, so you're going to have to push it down again. what you can do is you can go over them 2 or 3 times, just in case. I mean, I've never taken one of these apart. I don't know if they're serrated pins or I've got no idea. So just give them a couple of taps, and you can see they're not going any further. Go on to the next ones. There you go. That one clicked as well, but it's popped back up quite a little bit. But now, if you feel it, it's springy. It's no longer stiff. Now that is because it's a very, very, very high set pin. And that one too. So now they are all set for now. Now the bad thing about this one is, bastard. See how easy it is to lose what you're doing. So I'll do that again quick. Now another thing, if you go too far in and push it too far down, it may stick down, so you have to let the tension off slowly. It'll pop back up. There you go. You want to get your second tension wrench in. And as I was saying, this lock's quite annoying because the 2 pins we're going to have to bite into the second wrench, you haven't got a lot of depth to the hole that the pin's in. So that means you can only put a tiny amount of the whatever you want to call it, the part that sticks into the lock in. What you've got to do is basically push your tension tool in until it touches the pins, and then you can put the pressure on with it. Push it too far in, it's going to overset the pins, and the blind noise is going to mess up, and it's not going to unlock. So I've taken the other wrench out. Now you can see this one's compressed where I had the wrench before. You need to ease off this one until it pops. There you go. Now I've lost a few other pins whilst doing that, but it doesn't matter because I've got the 2 first set ones, and these are set to the right height, and I've got the tension tool on top of them, not pushing them too far down because I don't want to go past the shear line. So now I know that I've got these 2 definitely set. I've got the torque, the tension to be able to unlock the rest of them, and all these are free to play with now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over them. That's got springiness to it, so leave it. Same one, same. That one's stiff, so slowly pushing it, clicked. So we'll go to the next one. Springy. And that one, it's not so springy. It's quite loose to push, but it gets so far and sticks. So I'm just going to give that a gentle push to make sure it's 100% set. Go back to this one. I've pushed that one too far in, so I need to let off the tension. Just pop back out. And when you let the tension off, obviously you need to go back to the visited pins that you've been to before in case they've popped up a slight bit. So push that back. Obviously not pushing too hard because you don't want to overset. Ooh, it's not playing ball. There you go, it's that one there. So we're just going over the pins and pushing them until I hear like a click. I can feel it every time I'm clicking the pins down. I can feel the lock rotating a little bit. And obviously you have to keep going over the pins you've set, because I don't know, they could be serrated, so every time you're pushing it, it's making it go a little bit further. It feels like it's just one pin that's holding the rest up. Now, I've gone over these and nothing's happening, which means I've pushed too deep onto one of the very first set pins. So what I need to do is go back. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Basically what happened there was I put this tension tool in to get the tension on the top to free up the space to reset these bottom pins. As soon as I've released one of the feet, or whatever you want to call it, on the tension tool, I've pulled it out and just let it come to the shear line. So there you go, it's unlocked. Now let's pick it another 3 times and it's open. And I've gone over 10 minutes. Bollocks! Cheers guys.